Michael Burry's terrifying prediction for 2022. Are you prepared? Michael Burry has been one of the greatest financial players, but unfortunately, not many knew about him since 2015. It was in 2015 that Paramount Pictures released The Big Short, which helped Michael make millions out of a prediction. He profited from the subprime mortgage crisis that occurred from 2007 to 2010 in the United States of America. Not many people believed Michael initially. However, he is known to have a lot of say as to how the market will move over in the coming years. Are the predictions put forth by Michael Burry regarding the collapse in 2022 real? Today we're going to talk all about what Michael Burry just predicted about the 2022 financial market. So watch the video till the end, because today's video is going to be the bomb. Welcome to Michael Burry Secrets, your daily dose of Michael Burry. If you're interested in everything around Burry, this is the place for you. Subscribe if you want to stay updated with all the Michael Burry secrets, predictions, and stay one step ahead in the financial world. Watch the video till the end, and make sure to hit the like button if you want to be a millionaire within the next 3 years. Don't forget to enable all notifications to join our weekly cash giveaway pinned in the comments. Now let's get to our topic. Michael Burry founded a hedge fund in Scion Capital during the year 2000. During the time, he was considered to be a wise and talented value investor. It was then when he attracted Joel Greenblatt and managers of the Vanguard Group. After his first-year results were declared, naturally all the clients were even more interested. Scion saw 55% returns when the S&P dropped by nearly 12% in 2001. Michael had then predicted the internet bubble, after which he delivered the profits to its clients. He sold these profits by short-selling the most overvalued tech stocks. He solidified his reputation as a gifted investor by being successful repeatedly. Sadly, this reputation was not enough when asked about his predictions when the subprime mortgage presented the risk. Surprisingly, in 2005, he predicted that the entire housing market would collapse. Despite being a renowned investor, several clients refused to believe him. However, Michael was proved right in 2007, which cemented his credibility as an expert in the market. Possibility of a collapse in 2022. In mid-February of 2021, Michael stated, "The market is dancing on a knife's edge, only because his investors were unsupportive of him. With having evidence of the increase in the S&P 500 index, a crash is inevitable." According to Michael Burry, the part of the issue is the general transfer of assets from actively managed funds to passive index funds, which he preferred to call passive investing's IQ drain. Inexperienced investors are jumping into the stock market, and it seems as if the danger is amplified via the new trends. For instance, GameStop went from less than $20 per share to $483, then down to about $50 per share in less than 30 days. The most noteworthy thing is that Michael generated a profit of $270 million from GameStop. There has been a sudden increase in the interest of call options by none other than the inexperienced traders. These call options, when leveraged by professionals, can indeed be profitable. However, there's a high potential of these strategies being a position of risk, which might arise difficult consequences. Michael Burry has suggested that the increase in stock prices might arrive within the next 12 months. It may start with significantly overvalued stocks like Tesla, owned by Elon Musk. He refers to this stock in particular as #Tesla Souffle. The Michael Burry prediction. According to the analysis of Michael Burry, there might be a collapse in 2022. However, he has assured that he has warned everyone despite people not acknowledging his predictions. He stated, "People say I didn't warn last time. I did, but no one listened. So I warned this time, and still no one listens. But I will have proof that I warned." As a matter of fact, he went ahead and changed his social media handle to Cassandra. Cassandra is known to be a prophetess who appears in Greek mythology. Her curse was a lifetime of seeing the future and begging others to listen, but never being believed. In mid-February 2021, Michael put his market predictions in blunt terms. He said, "The market is dancing on a knife's edge because investors are taking on unsupported risk. They're making speculative trades with borrowed money, as evidenced by increases in the S&P 500 index that match margin debt levels. It's simply not sustainable, and a crash is all but inevitable." Burry suggested that part of the issue is a general transfer of assets from actively managed funds to passive index funds. He calls this passive investing's IQ drain. The danger is amplified by new trends in day trading. Inexperienced investors are jumping into the market and making trades based on advice from social media groups and so-called meme stocks. In addition to the concerns around overvalued stock bought on credit, Michael Burry has gone public with his predictions on inflation, and he isn't alone in his alarm. An injection of cash into the economy through proposed economic stimulus measures, combined with pent-up demand for goods and services that have been unavailable during the COVID crisis, could create the right conditions for sudden, rapid inflation. Burry points to post-World War I Germany, which saw hyperinflation in 1923. Burry says that there was an 8-year buildup before the 1923 collapse, and he sees parallels in events from 2010 to 2021. Essentially, he suggests that the United States is following in Germany's footsteps with its modern monetary theory, MMT-based policies. Trillions in economic stimulus funds and reopening of shuttered businesses will cause increases in the cost of labor and the cost of goods sold, which can only end in a painful, unsustainable level of inflation. Based on his analysis, Michael Burry is predicting collapse in 2022, but this time, he doesn't intend to take the heat when no one listens. Burry has shared his theory far and wide, and he has consistently added this remark: "People say I didn't warn last time. I did, but no one listened. So I warn this time, and still no one listens. But I will have proof that I warned." In fact, he went one step further by changing his social media handle to Cassandra, a prophetess who appears in Greek mythology. Cassandra's curse was a lifetime of seeing the future and begging others to listen, but never being believed. The key to protecting your portfolio from inflation is to focus on tangible assets rather than cash. In a hyperinflation scenario, money becomes essentially worthless, so assets with intrinsic value, or those unrelated to traditional currency, are more likely to retain their worth. Bitcoin could be important in a world where the US dollar loses value, because there's no connection between cryptocurrency and traditional currency. That separation has inspired a handful of companies to diversify, trading in some of their cash for Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Stocks tend to keep pace with inflation, assuming they aren't otherwise significantly overvalued. Gold is also a popular choice as a hedge against inflation. Some investors choose to add commodities or a commodity-focused ETF to their portfolios, as these tend to move with inflation as well. If you decide to go this route, the iShares S&P GSCI Commodity Index Trust, GSG, is a popular choice. It may not be possible to fully protect your portfolio against the risk of inflation, but careful diversification that includes a mix of assets will ensure that you don't lose too much buying power in a hyperinflation scenario, such as Michael Burry's predicted collapse in 2022. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Also, we would like to mention that this is not a channel intended specifically to provide financial advice, and we do not ask you to invest in any company. This is merely a channel directed towards bringing educational content to your doorsteps. With that in mind, before you invest in anything, we recommend you do thorough, wide-spectrum research on the topic. And make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time on Michael Burry Secrets. Bye.